Hello, and welcome to this video about the book Good to Great by Jim Collins. Good to Great is a timeless classic that has been a must-read for business leaders and entrepreneurs for over 2 decades. In this video, we will give you an overview of the book, including its main ideas, key concepts, and practical insights. Whether you are an entrepreneur, a manager, or just someone interested in personal development, this video is for you. So, let's dive in. Level 5 leadership is the first principle discussed in Good to Great. Jim Collins and his team of researchers found that the great companies they studied were all led by what they called Level 5 leaders. Level 5 leaders are characterized by a unique combination of personal humility and professional will. They are ambitious for the success of their companies, but they are not driven by personal ego or fame. Instead, they are dedicated to the long-term success of their organizations and have an unwavering resolve to achieve it. In the book, Collins provides many examples of Level 5 leaders, including Darwin Smith, who transformed Kimberly-Clark from a mediocre paper mill into a world-class consumer products company. Smith was described by his colleagues as a shy and unassuming person, but he had a fierce determination to turn his company into something great. He was willing to make tough decisions, such as selling off underperforming businesses and investing heavily in new product development. Under Smith's leadership, Kimberly-Clark's stock price increased by over 20 times, and the company became a household name. Another example of a Level 5 leader is David Maxwell, who turned around Fannie Mae, the largest provider of home mortgages in the United States. Maxwell inherited a company that was struggling with low morale, financial instability, and regulatory challenges. He believed that the company needed to be restructured from top to bottom, and he set out to do just that. He focused on building a strong culture of excellence, hiring the best people, and creating a transparent and accountable organization. Under Maxwell's leadership, Fannie Mae became one of the most profitable and admired companies in the country. The Hedgehog Concept is the second principle discussed in Good to Great. The Hedgehog Concept involves focusing on what Jim Collins calls the 3 circles: what you are deeply passionate about, what you can be the best in the world at, and what drives your economic engine. By focusing on these 3 circles, companies can develop a clear and coherent strategy that aligns with their strengths and values. In the book, Collins provides many examples of companies that successfully applied the Hedgehog Concept to achieve greatness. For instance, Walgreens, the drugstore chain, focused on becoming the best at convenient drugstore retailing. They chose to focus only on items that customers needed immediately, such as prescriptions, and designed their stores to be small and easy to navigate. By narrowing their focus to just a few key areas, Walgreens was able to become the best at what they did and achieve great success. Another example of a company that applied the Hedgehog Concept is the food company, Sara Lee. Sara Lee had grown rapidly by acquiring a diverse set of businesses, but had lost its way by the early 2000s. Under the leadership of CEO Brenda Barnes, Sara Lee refocused on what they were truly passionate about: baked goods. They sold off non-core businesses and invested heavily in research and development to create new and innovative products. By doing so, they were able to become the best in the world at baked goods and drive their economic engine. The culture of discipline is the third principle discussed in Good to Great. The culture of discipline involves combining a culture of discipline with an ethic of entrepreneurship. In other words, great companies are disciplined in their approach to business, but they are also willing to take risks and explore new opportunities. In the book, Collins provides many examples of companies that successfully applied the culture of discipline to achieve greatness. For instance, the airline company, Southwest Airlines, built a culture of discipline by focusing on a simple but powerful strategy: being the low-cost airline. They designed their operations and culture around this strategy, creating a highly efficient and customer-focused airline that consistently delivered low fares and high-quality service. At the same time, they encouraged their employees to be entrepreneurial, to find new ways to improve the business, and to take risks in pursuit of growth. Another example of a company that applied the culture of discipline is the technology company, Intel. Intel built a culture of discipline by focusing on the principle of disagree and commit. They encouraged their employees to challenge each other's ideas and opinions, but once a decision was made, they expected everyone to commit to it wholeheartedly. This created a culture of accountability and discipline that allowed Intel to consistently deliver innovative and high-quality products. The flywheel is the fourth principle discussed in Good to Great. The flywheel involves the idea of building momentum and making small, incremental improvements that add up over time. Great companies understand that there is no single defining action or moment that leads to greatness. Rather, they understand that greatness is the result of a consistent and persistent effort to improve and build momentum over time. In the book, Collins provides many examples of companies that successfully applied the flywheel concept to achieve greatness. For instance, the company, Walgreens, started out as a small drugstore in Chicago, but over time, it built momentum and expanded its operations. By focusing on convenience and customer service, and making small, incremental improvements to its operations, Walgreens was able to build a successful and sustainable business. Another example of a company that applied the flywheel concept is the technology company, Amazon. Amazon started out as an online bookstore, but over time, it built momentum and expanded its operations to become one of the largest retailers in the world. By focusing on customer service, innovation, and efficiency, and making small, incremental improvements to its operations, Amazon was able to build a highly successful and profitable business. The Stockdale paradox is the fifth principle discussed in Good to Great. The Stockdale paradox involves the idea of confronting the brutal facts of reality while maintaining faith in the ultimate success of your goals. It is named after Admiral James Stockdale, who was a prisoner of war in Vietnam for over 7 years. During his captivity, Stockdale observed that the prisoners who were most optimistic about being released within a certain time frame were often the ones who were most disappointed and demoralized when that time frame passed without their release. In contrast, Stockdale himself maintained a realistic assessment of his situation, while still holding on to the belief that he would eventually be released. He faced the brutal facts of his situation, but did not lose faith in his ultimate success. In the book, Collins explains that the companies that successfully applied the Stockdale paradox were those that confronted the brutal facts of their situation while maintaining faith in their ultimate success. For instance, the company, Kimberly-Clark, faced a difficult situation in the 1970s when its core business of paper mills was being threatened by the rise of digital communication. However, instead of denying or ignoring the brutal facts of their situation, they confronted them head-on and made the difficult decision to divest their paper mills and focus on consumer products like Kleenex and Huggies. This decision ultimately led to their success. In conclusion, Good to Great, by Jim Collins offers valuable insights into the principles and practices of companies that have achieved greatness. By focusing on Level 5 leadership, the Hedgehog Concept, the culture of discipline, the flywheel, and the Stockdale paradox, companies can build momentum, confront harsh realities, and ultimately achieve success. These principles can also be applied to our personal and professional lives, helping us to overcome challenges and achieve our own goals. So, if you're looking to take your business or personal life to the next level, consider adopting the principles outlined in Good to Great and watch your success soar.